going on, guys? Johnny and Will here for the weigh-in, for the Crown Jewel weigh-in. Now, this is a weigh-in we're going to do every single, day before the pay-per-view kind of goes on. And tomorrow, of course, Crown Jewel being in Saudi Arabia at 1 o'clock Eastern Time over here in the States on Halloween. Pretty exciting event. We're leading up to a lot of good matches. Just announced today, we have Lacey Evans and Natalya. Now, this is the very first women's competition to ever be held in Saudi Arabia.
That was shocking for me right there.
That's just a tremendous achievement on, I wouldn't say WWE's part, just Saudi Arabia's part alone. I mean, that's a tremendous achievement. So we're going to see Natalya and Lacey Evans go against each other in the first ever women's competition. I just think it's going to be a great match.
I did too, honestly. So like you said, so it's going to be the first time in Saudi Arabia that they ever had the women, the divas involved,
right,
with the matches, because but.
Yeah, I mean, that's just really cool to kind of see what's going to happen with that match, because, I mean, that's going to set the stage for later down the road. Hopefully women's competitions will always be able to take place in Saudi Arabia. So I think that's just a really cool start to that, because, I mean, you never know. We could have another evolution in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Yep. So it really kind of gets everyone excited, especially if you're a fan of women's competition. Seeing all the women's superstars that's in WWE, tremendous, talented women. It's just really awesome to see them finally get a match in Saudi Arabia, when that was one of the biggest gripes a lot of people had with Saudi Arabia, was because they would not allow women to wrestle.
And that's another thing about it, stuff what you got to expect from it being the first women's match ever held in Saudi Arabia. Right. You can expect there's a lot riding on this, because this right here could start a new whole generation of women being able to compete in Saudi Arabia. So they're going to get. There's no telling what's going to happen between this, because at this point, they're more of a God, I don't want to say idol, but more of a.
They're definitely going to be influential on this.
Exactly.
They're going to influence the future of competition being held in Saudi Arabia with women. So
there's a lot riding on this match.
Absolutely.
Because it's the first time, like you said, first match in Saudi Arabia with being women and stuff. So there's a lot riding on. This is gonna right here, I think, is gonna dictate whether we see more women's divisions in there, or we're gonna see this might be just a one-time thing.
Yeah, I agree. And to a sense, given you say that it might be a one-time thing, I honestly feel like this may be something that's probably going to happen every time they go to Saudi Arabia. If the match is really good and they do enjoy it, because, of course, it's their choice anyway, if they want to see the match, I think we might see maybe one or two women's competitions on the match card. Because, see, the thing about it is, in Saudi Arabia, they have a really good match cards, leading up to it and everything, but it's so, men heavy, or, so superstar heavy when it comes to the men's side of things. It gets kind of stale. You know what I mean? You got to have some kind of women competition in some way, shape, or form. So I think that's going to be a really good, showing of what they can do. And they're going to give them the spotlight. So this is probably going to be a pretty good, 20-minute long match or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely going to be back and forth pacing. And of course, Natalya being family of heart, and then Lacey Evans being as impactful as she has been in the industry since she came onto the main roster from NXT. She just killed it. So I'm really excited to see that match, 'cause I'm a big fan of Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Natalya as well. So, I'm really... Now, Natalya's not the best in the ring when it comes to Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans is a little bit more fluid, when it comes to superstar, the moves and everything. But, other than that, they're both really good. And then also on the Crown Jewel kickoff show, we got a 20-man battle royal going on for the United States Championship. Now, this match is on the kickoff show because later on that night, whoever wins this match, who wins this battle royale match, is going to face AJ Styles that night at Crown Jewel for the United States Championship.
Man.
There's a lot of superstars. I'm gonna say some of the names. The sad thing about it is a lot of these on this card I really don't even know the names of, to be honest with you. We've got Apollo Crews, we've got Buddy Murphy, we've got Andrade, we've got Luke Harper, we've got Cedric Alexander, Carrillo, Humberto Carrillo, I think that's how you say his name, Shelton Benjamin, No Way Jose, I think Drew Gulak is right there, Titus O'Neil, Brian Kendrick, R-Truth, Rowan, and I think that's about the only one I can really remember the name. And then, because see, that's the bad thing in Shelton Benjamin, of course. The bad thing about it is a lot of the superstars in this match, you're seeing them more on the 24/7 side of things, so you don't really get to see their faces a lot.
Yeah.
So that I feel like they're just there for like a filler. If I had to pick my winner though for that match, just by looking at the card,
I'm calling at least Andrade.
I'm about to say I'm saying Andrade because he's been having such a push on the main show anyway.
I mean, because if you look at the other ones, like you were just saying and stuff about the, you barely really see them anymore,
Right? Because of the 24/7.
I don't see Luke Harper. I don't see Eric Rowan. I don't see. I'm not saying they can't, but I just don't see it happening. And some of the names you listed and stuff, they're not really as big as they were when they first started. So
maybe Cedric. I can see Cedric Alexander.
Well, yeah, him too.
I mean,
Shelton Benjamin and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, he was. And back in the day, he was the United States champion at a point.
He was a lot of mid-card champion. Like, he held the Intercontinental Championship for a long time. He held I think it was the United States Championship he held for a while.
Yeah.
He's never really held any big titles.
So, I mean, they might...
They might push him.
They might push him because, I mean, who he is and stuff, Shelton.
Because he has been playing a little bit more like a jobber role, especially with the whole Braun Strowman not Braun Strowman, but Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. He kind of jobbed to Cain Velasquez's moves, last Monday night. Of last week. So
I mean, it's not impossible. I'm not going to say that and stuff, but I'm not really heavy on it.
I'm going Andrade. Yeah. That full steam ahead, I'm going for Andrade. And then we've got the largest tag team turmoil match to determine the World Cup for the best tag team in the world. I already know who's going to win this. My two picks, I think, is going to win this. It's either going to be the OC or it's going to be New Day. I'm leaning more towards New Day just because it's in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia loves New Day. They love New Day. Yeah. Like, I remember every time New Day came out during the matches in Saudi Arabia, they were just like on their feet into the matches. I mean, there's something about Big E Langston, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston that really kind of like get people in the mood to watch a tag team match. And I think they're either going to let them win, but then again, Xavier Woods has been injured.
Yeah,
so I don't know how he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be in the match, to be honest with you. He may be taken out of the match.
That's what I'm saying. So
we got a lot of good teams on this summer. We've got the OC, we've got the Lucha House Party, we've got the B Team, we've got Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Still haven't gave them a name yet. I'm going to keep saying that until they give them an official name. We've got Heavy Machinery. That's my pick. That's the one I really hope wins. And then we've got the Viking Experience, and then also we have the Revival. So, I mean, really good teams. Like, it could be anybody's match.
I'm thinking I'm thinking OC. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like OC. I mean, fantasy wise, I'm really wanting Heavy Machinery to pick up the win.
Yeah.
Because I love Heavy Machinery. I loved them back in NXT. So, I mean, I really, really wish they would win. But realistically, I think we're probably going to be seeing New Day pick it up. I feel like New Day's going to get it. But we'll see what happens with that match. And then we've got the Team Hogan versus Team Flair. That match, I feel like it's going to be one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah.
Just because you have the heels on Ric Flair's team, you got the faces on Hulk Hogan's team, you've got the personal rivalry between Rusev and Bobby Lashley with the whole Lana angle. You've got, Ricochet and Drew McIntyre, and now Randy Orton, after you've seen what happened on Monday night when Randy Orton hit him out of nowhere with that RKO when they were doing that match. So, and then we got, Shorty G, Chad Gable, with Mr. the King of the Ring, Baron Corbin. So I don't know. And then we got Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know. That's going to be a good match. I feel like that match is going to really steal the show.
Balanced out in that whole match, honestly, because you've got all those superstars going out to each other and all that. I mean,
Whoa, is it uneven? Hold on. The match card looks uneven, actually. So you got Shorty Gable or Shorty G, Ricochet, Rusev, Roman Reigns being the team captain, and Ali. You got Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton being the team captain of Ric Flair's team, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Baron Corbin. So it's 5 against 4. Unless Sami Zayn's going to be in the match. Because, Sami Zayn is with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
They might be doing that. I just don't know why they don't have his picture on the card. That's weird.
See that?
That's weird.
They could be, they could be pulling something that nobody expects. I mean, with WWE, you can't never really dictate.
Well, we predicted this back on the last weigh-in show we did. I still see Rusev and Bobby Lashley not to be able to compete in that match. I think they're going to do a spot where they start brawling outside of the ring and they just go backstage and just beat the hell out of each other while the rest of them are remaining in the ring. You know, then it would be 3 against 4. So I don't know. You know, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe that was an error on their match card. I mean, this is actually from WWE, so maybe they forgot to add something.
I think it was Monday night and stuff when everything that went down between Bobby and
Rusev. Oh my God, I love that angle too. That was awesome.
He took his ring off. And
he said shit on live television. I've lost the shit.
He made him eat the ring. He took the ring off and stuff. He stuck it.
He made him eat the ring.
He made him eat the ring. I was like, oh my God.
I think that was probably one of my favorite things about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was good this week though. Phone's going crazy again.
Oh, mercy.
Let's see. Tag team tournament match. We went through that. Team Hogan versus Team Flair. We're really excited about that match. Let's go ahead and talk about Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury.
Oh, thank God.
What do you want to talk about on this one? I want Tyson Fury to win this match. And I know that may not be realistic because of course, he is not in the world of wrestling entertainment. He's in the world of boxing. But there is something inside of me that really wants to see Tyson Fury win this match. And I think it's because he looks just so damn good in the ring. You know what I mean? He looks like he belongs.
Okay, you take it. He don't look like, you know how back when McGregor and Floyd Mayweather had that fight.
Yeah.
He's coming from a boxing ring into wrestling.
Right.
He don't look like how McGregor looked, you know, going into
into boxing, yeah.
When McGregor went into boxing, he looked pathetic.
Right.
I mean, the way he was.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They both did good, but they really didn't give a shit about the match, and that's what really fucked it up. Especially for the people that paid all the money to watch it. But I mean, but you got Tyson Fury in there, and it's like he was naturally born.
Yeah.
As you know, it comes natural to him. He's coming from a boxing, you know.
Yeah.
Into WWE, and it's like he was already in WWE to start.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I had to, going into Cain Velasquez next, if I had to pick between, who looked better in the ring coming from another organization altogether, which, of course, you know, Cain Velasquez being Lucha Libre, that's irrelevant. If I had to pick, it would have been Tyson Fury, just because he looks more natural in the ring.
Yeah, he does.
Because when we seen Cain Velasquez last Monday night take those jobber hits, you know, and trying to take out Shelton Benjamin, he was just all over the place. He was sloppy, and it just wasn't.
That was horrible.
It was, and then let's lead in the next match. We got Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship.
God, you had me messed up right here. I was like, God, he's in 2 matches. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
15 seconds. I'm telling you right now, 15 seconds, this match is going to be done. Vince McMahon is going to look on that camera. He says, no, end it. Referee's going to get thing. Okay, Brock hit him with the finisher.
Yep.
It's done. You know what I mean? Because
if he was that sloppy, if he was that sloppy on a Monday night under pressure, it's not good. He's not. I don't think he's gonna.
You're in a big ass arena.
And got how many
WrestleMania scale arena,
and you've got how many people? Thousands.
Internationally, you know what I mean.
I know.
Probably one of the biggest critics you could be a part of is Saudi Arabia.
This is like a holiday to them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is a holiday. That is, oh my God, Cain Velasquez, man. I'm telling you right now, 15 seconds match is going to be over.
Like I said,
it's going to be a squash match.
He is probably the CM Punk, how Dana White said that he was the worst investment that he ever made. And now Vince has done the same thing. God.
I think after this, Vince is like, we're never getting anyone from MMA again. Boxing, maybe. Because we see Tyson Fury, but Cain Velasquez, good God Almighty.
He's definitely
Jesus.
He's definitely not representing Dana White.
I'm just not.
Nobody professional.
I'm not looking forward to that match at all, just because I know, I predict on how sloppy it's going to be. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to literally go in there and Brock Lesnar's going to beat the living hell out of him so bad he gets a concussion, and it's going to be another Goldberg versus the Undertaker match. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but then again, I'm seeing this match end really, really quick.
I do too, and a lot of people are gonna fall back on he beat him in UFC and stuff. But if he was as sloppy in UFC as he is in WWE,
but see, the thing about it is, if he does win, if Brock actually does pick up this win, it actually is going to make sense the booking wise because it's a redemption match.
Yeah,
he does finally beat Cain Velasquez. Of course, it's in World Wrestling Entertainment, but then again, he still does beat him. So I think we're going to see Brock Lesnar, of course, keep the title, but I think we're going to see this match be a squash match.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my take on that match.
It's going to basically settle the score.
Last match. Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. Falls count anywhere. The match cannot be stopped for any reason. For any reason. Let's just say
to a certain extent.
I think they're going to keep it. I think they're going to keep that rule. But yes, like you said, if they're incapacitated, they're not.
I mean, like I said, unless you get them up like dummies and put some strings on them and then use them as puppets, and do how good is that going to look?
Now, this is the thing. It's been announced that Friday night, which is the night after Crown Jewel, Bray Wyatt is going to be on Miz TV on Friday Night SmackDown.
Mm.
What the booking here? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Are we going to see him win? Because see, if they book it like the way I think they're going to book it, they're going to have it where the Fiend's going to lose. But he's going to still look out unstoppable. He's going to still walk out looking unstoppable. Rollins is going to keep the belt. And then we're going to see Bray Wyatt talk about maybe leading into his next rivalry on who he wants to pick.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Or like maybe somebody's going to interrupt him as he's talking on Miz TV. And that's going to start the new rivalry between The Fiend and whoever interrupts him. I don't see The Fiend winning this match. I really don't.
I don't either.
And it's not the fact that he doesn't need the win. Because I feel like he's built enough momentum up to be a champion at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like he has built up a little bit more momentum.
I mean, back in Hell in a Cell, it was too soon. But
it was way too soon. But now, and it's weird too because we haven't seen him really in any matches.
Yeah.
But the way they've been building him, it's like, okay, I can see this guy as a champion. But you got to think about it. You got somebody from Friday Night SmackDown going to get somebody from Monday Night Raw. He's not going to drop the Universal Championship.
No.
He's not going to drop the Universal Championship.
How much sense is that going to make?
Unless Cain Velasquez is on Monday Night Raw and no one knows it. Because they haven't talked about what Cain Velasquez is, and they said he signed a multi-year contract with World Wrestling Entertainment.
Probably because nobody won't take him.
Where the hell is he going? Like, is he going to be a free agent? Like, because see, that's what I'm saying. That would make sense. If he was on Monday Night Raw and he beat Brock Lesnar by the grace of God, he beat Brock Lesnar. And he gets the championship. He goes to Monday Night Raw as their champion, and then The Fiend goes back to Friday Night SmackDown as their champion.
Yeah.
That's the only way I see it making sense, because either way, and I guarantee you that's not going to happen, but either way, The Fiend wins, he gets the Universal Championship, he goes back to Friday Night SmackDown. That means Friday Night SmackDown has both belts if Brock Lesnar retains and stays on SmackDown, which he is staying on SmackDown.
Then what the hell is Raw going to do?
Exactly. So it doesn't make any sense. So Seth Rollins is going to win this match. It's simple as that. But now something I really did like, because we're about to finish up with the whole Crown Jewel. We're going to get in Monday Night Raw. Crown Jewel is looking to be good, but then again, we do have a lot of like what if scenarios. It's going to be kind of circulating the air. You know, with AJ Styles, he's been holding that United States Championship a while. So is he going to drop the belt? Is Cain Velasquez going to somehow beat Brock Lesnar? Is Braun Strowman or Tyson Fury who's going to win that match? There's a lot of what ifs. I'm really hoping to see The Fiend win, but like I said, I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, look back if you want to go back and stuff and look at the recent champions and stuff. Look how long it took somebody to beat the who is it? When the Viking Raiders went on Raw.
Yeah,
and they picked up the titles then the first night there. I mean,
yeah. So
we could see something like that, somebody, debut or something like that. I mean, along the lines of, and they just pick it up. I mean,
well, with the Viking Raiders, it took them a while to get the belt. Actually, they just recently just got the belts because that night when they first debuted, I think it was Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, it was.
It was.
Because they formed that team out of nowhere.
Yeah,
which was stupid. Still don't have a name for it though. But on the Monday Night Raw, what you think about it? I enjoyed Monday Night Raw. The one thing I really hated, like really, really, really hated, was Seth Rollins' promo. Seth Rollins is getting to the point now where he's just getting boring as a champion.
They're literally pushing. It's like they're forcing them down everybody's throat. And my favorite part about the whole about Raw in general, like I said earlier, stuff was the whole Rusev and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, the whole ending of it. That was really cool.
That was probably the funniest thing.
Because see, that's the thing though. Like, we didn't see Rusev completely get buried. Like, he actually, when you think about something like this happening, when, you know, Lana just says all these things like, you know, he wanted sex too much and he wanted this and he wanted that, he wanted kids. When he did, if like he didn't say anything to defend himself, that would automatically buried him in the storyline.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was kind of fighting back and saying that, you know, no, that's not true, that kind of made him look like he had a little bit more.
And especially with when he attacked Lashley like he did.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he took him out completely. And if I don't care what nobody says, Lashley went for the spear and everything else and stuff. But if Lashley would not have cheap shot at him like he did when he low blowed him and everything else, Rusev would have tore him another one because he was center. He made the man eat the ring that he was wearing. Took his wedding band off, stuck it down his throat. I mean, come on, you like choke on this. Like, look.
I feel like when that happened, Vince looked at Paul and was like, "Okay, we're keeping you. You're not going to be Eric Bischoff. We're keeping you because that was I like that. They sold the shit out of it.
They sold that. There ain't no, because if any man out there, like I've been saying, it don't make sense for no man to get mad, especially when you're messing with somebody's wife. And now they finally got Lashley out there, and he finally got his hands on him, and he done exactly what somebody would really do in that predicament.
I like the whole fight that happened.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, there was just something about that whole segment that I really enjoyed. And, you know, back to Seth Rollins, though, the match that he had with Eric Rowan was actually really decent. I actually liked that match. Now, one thing I freaking hated was the ending of that match, though. He got in the forklift, he drove the forklift, he put the paddle of the forklift over Eric Rowan and stood on top of it to pin him. Like, oh, God.
You couldn't be
and Dio, God bless him, Dio, the commentator. I think it's the first time we've ever seen anyone get a pinfall from a forklift. Yes, Dio, it is. And I think that's the only time someone said that sentence in that order before as well. Like, that was the dumbest ending. Like,
you think this is the first time that anybody's ever got pinned with a forklift? I
think it has been, actually. I don't think this has never happened before. I know forklifts have been used in matches, but I've never seen anyone get pinned by a forklift.
No, I haven't.
Where the shoulders were down for the count of three, a false count anywhere match. Seth Rollins gets on top of the forklift, stands on the forklift, poses.
Well, of course.
And there you go.
Of course, if you've got a forklift and somebody standing on it, I mean, even without somebody standing on it, you're sitting there pinned. What are you going to do?
And see, the thing about it is the end of that match would have made sense because he did the corpse stomp on Eric Rowan on top of a ladder. That was the end of the match right there. You could have pinned him 1, 2, 3. That would have been a good match.
But you use a forklift and stuff. I mean, that's.
I think they just wanted to bring a little bit more like street elements to it, but it didn't look right to me. Now I did really like how they went all over the arena because that was something that the commentators really did sell. They were like, "Man, this match can end up anywhere." Of course, they went over the limit, saying it can end up in the streets of St. Louis, and you know, of course, none of that have ever happened since Attitude Era. But you know, we did see them go into the concession stands, and I know damn well that was Vince trying to get back at what AEW did Wednesday night, because that was a big spot AEW had on their show with you know, Chris Jericho, the Inner Circle, and Cody Rhodes and all them, and with Cody Rhodes busting the VIP box glass and all that. So I know Vince was like, okay, we've been doing this a lot longer. We can show them that we can still do it. And I liked how they went into the concession stands and the merchandise table and all that. And you know, that was cool. I did enjoy that because it did feel like something that you would see on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
You know, Paige coming out for the opening of the match. We're everywhere right at this point trying to review Raw. But, you know, at the opening of Monday Night Raw, we saw Paige coming out with the Kabuki Warriors, of course, Asuka and Kairi Sane. But, look, I was really happy that they turned on Paige. Because it made a lot of sense, because you got to think Paige is a face, and the Kabuki Warriors are somewhat getting heated as a heel. Or heel team. So I was really excited to see Asuka finally spit that green mist in Paige's face and then just end that whole connection.
I love how they've got her doing that. I mean,
it's like an ode to Jerry.
Yeah, I mean,
I enjoy it.
We have
too.
not seen that, and I cannot tell you how long and stuff. I mean, I remember the only other person that would do something like that, I think, was the Brood.
Yeah.
Or
well, the Brood, they did the blood.
But they done the blood thing. That was probably the closest, but that's the only closest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To Jerry doing what he did.
And I just got to say something right now. The commentators on Monday Night Raw are really good. The only thing that they did that the night of Monday Night Raw that really irritated me, they kept saying over and over and over again, it's during that Ricochet and Drew McIntyre match, how, you know, Ricochet's a real life superhero. stop saying that. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that he moves like a superhero. That's fine, but don't constantly say he's moving like a real life superhero. You think
it's like you're playing the video game,
exactly.
and they're doing.
And they even said that about moves in the video game. Like
and the messed up thing is and stuff. You remember when we said something about the WWE needs to actually start airing or AEW or something like that needed to start airing, going backstage and talking to the thing. It was the kind of messed up thing about it was. I seen a post where Vince, Triple H, and Stephanie actually went into a back door and had a closed.
Yeah, because at the point you got the COO, you've got the chairman, and you got what is it, talent relations, isn't it? What Stephanie is? I think she's chief talent relations or something like that.
Something like that.
She's something dealing
chief
with
operation. Oh no.
No, she's not.
No.
Because Shane is vice.
Yeah.
Shane is vice chairman, right under his father. Linda, I forgot what Linda is.
But that makes me question a lot, because that right there is, it's like every time we've done one of these podcasts and stuff, we see.
Well, you're dealing with a family business. At the end of the day, as big as WWE is, this is a family business. You know what I mean? This is not like somebody who just kind of puts on a promotion and they're done with it, and they just hire people to look like that on the screen. This is actually a family business. So Vince is still behind the scenes. Stephanie's still behind the scenes. Triple H is doing stuff with NXT, but I know he's still behind the scenes. Yeah. I've seen Vince and Triple H sitting side by side during the matches, sitting there looking at the monitor.
You might not see most of them, but that don't mean they're not
They're
there.
still there, you know what I mean? They're still there at some point in the night. But I really did enjoy that Kairi Sane and Becky Lynch match. That was a really good match. And I think we're starting to finally see that transition in the Becky Lynch finally starting to get away from the heat that she got with Seth Rollins, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Seth Rollins is kind of cancer at this point to the fans, because, I don't know if you remember, but right when he went on the stage, or not on the stage, but, on the screen for the promo, nobody started, they just booed him. And he didn't say a word yet. They just booed him. They saw his face and they said, boo.
Yeah.
That's bad. When you got a champion that's getting booed like that who's supposed to be a face, you need to do something different.
Yeah, normally you get booed when you're a heel, but you're getting booed as a face. You need to change it.
Well, it's because his character's gotten boring. He's he talks, and he insert, character slogan. He'll burn it down.
They said they're trying to label him the Beast Slayer, the
King Slayer. He's going to burn it down. He burnt down the Firefly Funhouse.
Give it a rest.
I know Vince wants Seth Rollins to be cool, but he doesn't need to force Seth Rollins to say the crap he does. I think the guy has the capability of cutting a good promo if they let him be himself.
Not what they want.
And not saying these catchphrases like "born it down" and all this stuff constantly. It just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? No one talks like that.
We get it. You're a pyrotechnic. So what? Good God.
Pyromaniac.
God.
but no, I don't get me wrong though. I do like Seth Rollins still. I'm not saying I hate Seth Rollins now, but I'm getting tired of him being this champion.
I just hate the way they portray him.
I'm the same way at this point, because I know he has such more to offer than what he's being put out as now.
But as the way they're portraying him now, it's just. It's getting ridiculous.
And then of course we got AOPs still doing their promos and stuff. I think AOP, Author of Pain, when they come back, I think they're going to really go at the Viking experience, the Viking Raiders.
I do too.
I think they're going to really go after them heavy, and I think that's going to be a really good tag team feud that's going to be coming up, because we've been seeing the OC kind of just take the stand out of the tag team division, going after the belts again. And the OC would be good as champions again, because it would be like a heel champion team. Of course, you have AJ Styles still being United States Championship if he runs out of Crown Jewel with the belt still, and then you got the OC being the World Tag Team Champions from Monday Night Raw. I think that would have been a good choice, but we've always seen it done, and I think the fans got kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping Authors of Pain, when they do come back, they're a really good heel tag team that's going to go after the Viking Raiders. And plus, you got NXT tag team divisions going against each other for the main roster. I mean, that in its own is an achievement, just because they're all four great competitors, Authors of Pain and everything, and Viking Raiders. So I'm hoping when they come back, we'll see them go after them for the belts.
I would like to see that too myself.
I think it'd be a good match too, because it's actually contender. Because again, we saw Viking Raiders this week go against Jobbers. You know what I mean? This is the thing. Monday Night Raw. If you literally stood back and you think about how many tag team divisions are on Monday Night Raw, you literally have the Viking Raiders, OC, and AOP. That's the only tag teams you really have. They even have somewhat of a competitive stance against the Viking Raiders. So you're going to see them go against Jobbers until AOP comes back because they don't have anyone else to face.
There's really no one else.
At Friday Night SmackDown, they've got a lot more tag team divisions up there.
Yeah.
And that's sad because, of course, we've got people like the Revival. We've got Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, even though they don't have an original name. They're still a good tag team. So I think that we see Monday Night Raw kind of losing the fight in the tag team division. I don't think they really got the best pick of the tag teams. They got the good picks of like the international superstars. You got Buddy Murphy from Australia, Humberto Carrillo. You've got Andrade. I mean, you got a really good international standpoint on Monday Night Raw, but the tag team division was really, really lacking, and you see that now. They were
stripped from that.
Yeah, they were stripped from that. I mean, they were left with the Viking Raiders and of course, Authors of Pain coming over from NXT to the main roster. We're going to see them go after the Viking Raiders, but it's just when it's going to happen.
It's not really they don't really have enough for an actual division.
Yeah, I'm thinking after Survival Series, because of course they're going to do that Raw vs. SmackDown Survival Series match as tradition. I think after that we're going to see AOP go after Viking Raiders for the belts.
Yep.
Maybe, hopefully it'll get a pay-per-view spot and not just a pre-show spot or kickoff show, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's been a good week in wrestling so far. Of course NXT comes on tonight. And then tomorrow, 1 o'clock, again, Crown Jewel.
God, I can't wait.
I'm excited about Crown Jewel. I really am. I don't think I've been this excited about a Saudi Arabia house show until now. Because the match cards are there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The match cards are really, really there. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And, of course, you got the star power. You got Braun Strowman going against Tyson Fury. You got Cain Velasquez going against Brock Lesnar. I mean, the star power on this event alone is going to be really, really impressive, I feel like.
I really hope that this match and this whole thing is a lot better than the game.
Yeah. Yeah. The 2K20.
I bet you regret spending that $140 now, don't you?
And it was like 90 something actually. But yes, I do regret it. They actually are fixing it though. They are fixing it. 2K released a statement, half-assed statement, but they are fixing it.
Every game when it first comes out is going to have its flaws, of course.
My God, this thing was broken.
This thing.
There's a difference between having flaws and then just releasing a broken game. You know what I mean?
Hey, at least.
And I will say it again. This is a copy and paste type of game. You literally have nothing new but the superstars.
It's like
the 2K originals.
It's like back
the My Career mode. It looks like PS2 graphics.
It's like
whoa.
It's like the PS3. It's like when the PS3 you would stick. Was it PS3 or PS2? You stick the game in there and then that big them red blocks will show up and this game cannot be read and it would piss you off. That's how this game.
You can still play the game, but my God, the bugs are just impossible to get across.
Yeah, when you.
One of the worst glitches I think I've seen yet is when the steel steps go into the ring, and it's like they're trying to get out, so the ring starts shaking and moving like the things under there.
I know.
Yeah, that one is bad, but yeah, they got to fix that game big time. I haven't even played it since the first day I tried to play it, and they messed up my stage on Creative Arena. I said, "Yeah, fuck this game." I got off of it. I did. I just got off of it. I didn't want to play it.
I knew something when I seen you get all hyped one day, and I can't wait.
And then
it just
it killed me after that. But yeah, that game just it's bad. But that's about it. I mean, we'll talk about everything. Monday Night Raw, and of course, Crown Jewel going on tomorrow, and then next NXT and AEW coming on tonight. We'll see what happens more on Crown Jewel.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
That's
about it. My name is Johnny.
My name is Will.
This is HXC Wrestling Talk Show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget that notification bell every time we upload a video. We'll see you guys later.